It's overtime. We're back for week 3, and that means we're going to find out some identities to some of these teams in the area. And that's our job to explore tonight. Come along for the ride. As always, we have a lot of action from all over the basin and beyond, starting with our game of the week. That's right, our game of the week is a contest from one of our 6A programs. These two teams used to be district rivals, and now things are a little different, and Aaron Gelvin is going to tell us why.
Game of the week, week 3, Legacy hosting Abilene. A couple teams that used to play in the same district way back when, not anymore because of realignment and reclassification. We thought we were going to get strength on strength tonight with that high-powered, high-octane Legacy offense taking on an Abilene defense that had only given up a total of 27 points in their first 2 games. And, well, that's not how it played out, at least for that Eagle defense in the first half. And let's check on those highlights. These two teams used to share the same district, and the rivalry was renewed tonight. And this first half was dominated by the Rebels as they struck time and time again, building up their lead. Marcos Davila and Deontay Saunier hooked up for the first 2 Legacy scores, and that was just the beginning as the Rebs scored a total of 7 touchdowns in the first half alone, bouncing back from a tough offensive outing last week against Tascosa. Legacy scored in a variety of different ways, and there was little the Eagles could do to stop them. Both teams went into the locker room with Legacy leading 49-7. Quarterback Marcos Davila, so what did you guys learn from last week that you applied not only to the win tonight, but that you can apply going forward for the rest of this season?
Yeah, we learned just play hard all 4 quarters and strain your body, play for everyone and just play for the seniors. This is a homecoming game, so I definitely played for them.
Your final here tonight, 56 Legacy. Abilene only gets 20. Yeah, Davila on that offense, they were fantastic tonight. This game was over at halftime. The Eagles made it a little bit closer in the second half, but not nearly close enough. This improves Legacy to 2-1, and Clint Hartman's team came into the year with expectations, and they are so far meeting them through the first 3 games. Jenna, back to you in the studio.
Well, thanks, Aaron. Looks like Legacy got right back on track with that dominant win over that familiar opponent. Well, now it's time to recap what happened with some of our other 6A programs in the Basin, starting with Midland High. The Bulldogs were hoping to start the season 3-0 for the first time since 2014, but that goal was not accomplished on Thursday night. The offense stalled early, going scoreless through the first, and then only punching in the ball once into the end zone all night. Aaron again caught up with Coach Fortune to discuss the first loss of the season.
Yeah, I just think we got to learn, just on each side of the ball in special teams. We had a special teams error too, so we just can't hurt ourselves, and that's not a new. That's nothing revolutionary for anybody who knows football. So we can't hurt ourselves in all 3 phases. We got to do a much better job of doing that, and then we're make plays when we have the opportunity. So we didn't do a good job of any of that tonight, and so we need to learn and improve. And it's week 3, so we got a lot of football in front of us.
And over in Odessa, things were kind of the same. They went the same way for OHS. The stretch may have been longer. The Broncos not going 3-0 since 2008, but the results, like I just mentioned, were very similar. It was all Keller High early with their potent rushing attack on full display. Well, one offense flourished. The Odessa High group sputtered with few explosive plays, resulting in the tough 26-21 loss. And we have a fun Basin battle to finish this part of the show, and it's Andrews hosting Greenwood, and we have our friend over here, Jason Freund, who is out at Andrews with more.
Thank you, Jenna. Well, we had an interesting concept here at Andrews today as the Mustangs were looking to go 3-0 for the first time since 2017. However, standing in their way was Greenwood, who did beat them last year in this very same building. Now, defense was kind of the name of the game in this one, as we had fumbles on back-to-back drives, but once the offense started going, it was really all Andrews from there. Let's take a look at those first half highlights and see what we have. The Andrews Mustangs looking to start the season off right at 3-0, but the Greenwood Rangers are looking to stop them in their tracks. There's a defensive grind to begin the first quarter, but Andrews breaks through first. Quarterback Ashton Galvan rolls out of the pocket and is going to flick a pass to his man Jared Cargill for the touchdown. Andrews not done yet. Galvan stands tall in the pocket and hoists a pass to Adolfo Valles, who is going to leap up and make the grab and the score to make it 14-0 Stangs. Second quarter, Mustangs knocking on the door. Luis Cervantes is going to keep it himself and force his way into the end zone, and he's going to celebrate it with his boys as he makes the score 20-0 in the second quarter. So, Coach, this is the first time this team has started off 3-0 since 2017. What does that say to this team and just how different it is from maybe teams in the past?
Well, I didn't actually know that stat. That's good. I don't think these guys are surprised. I mean, they're seniors. We got 29 seniors. Got a lot of expectations. I think they've raised the bar. They set the bar pretty high for themselves. We got a big game next week. We're gonna try to get to 4-0.
Well, after that 20-0 run in the first half, really all Andrews had to do was just kind of turtle and hold on for their defense to ride out the rest of the game. Now, Andrews did score one last touchdown in this game, a quick run up the middle for a TD. And while Greenwood did get a couple more points, they did have a field goal over 40 yards, and they scored one last touchdown in garbage time. It was not able to change the fact that Andrews was going to start this season off 3-0 with a 26-10 victory. Back to you, Jenna.
Well, thanks, Jason. I love how you impressed Coach with those numbers. It's also an impressive start for the new head coach. And now from one basin battle to another. Big Spring and Monahan's clash tonight, and the Steers were looking for their second straight win of the season, while the Lobos still searching for win number 1. The Lobos getting things going in this one at the hands of their quarterback Chino Navarrete, who takes it all the way by himself through a group of defenders. This one would be a back and forth affair early. Now it's time for the Steers to get things going. A bit of a wobbler from QB Gavin Padron. Somehow it finds its way to Zaire Franklin, who slashes through the field for the score, beating a number of defenders for the touchdown. And right as the Steers look to continue that momentum, I'm going to say it, disaster strikes as Monahan's picks off Padron. Luckily for Big Spring fans, the defender was taken down very soon thereafter. The Steers hang on for its second win of the season, 24-20 on a homecoming game. Lobos still searching for that elusive first win. All right, we still have a lot to cover here on Overtime, and we've got more for you next. You won't want to miss out, but before we hit that break, here are some local scores. Welcome back to Overtime. Let's jump right back in. So it's time for Stanton against Forsan, another Basin battle, this time a 3A versus a 2A contest. It was a rough start for Stanton as Forsan gets the ball after the Buffaloes fumble on the first play. Running back Kelvin Glora takes the handoff and punches it in. Stanton with the ball in the next play. A high snap causes a fumble and Forsan's Brooks Wright recovers and takes it all the way to the end zone. They would extend their lead 13-0. Forsan ball, Kevin Galorna fumbles the ball. We just heard him on a touchdown, but this time he just couldn't hold on to it. And Jair Galindo with the recovery. Stanton could not capitalize on the turnover, though. It was 13-0 going into the half, and we're going to hear from the winning coach, Forsan.
Turn it up even more. Talk to me about how this helps you guys going into next week against McKinney.
Well, we definitely got some things we got to clean up. That's what we were just talking to the guys about. We didn't play as well as we wanted to tonight, but we got some things that we can fix. But we got a group of guys that can go out there and get it fixed.
Well, you can't go wrong with a win, even though it might mean you need to fix some things up. That was the final from Forsan. Keeping things moving along, Kermit and Coahoma is also a representative of two teams from the Basin, what I like to call a Basin battle. Kermit looking for its first win of the season, and Coahoma hoping to notch its second. In the first quarter, it is Devontae Dawson who takes the handoff, goes right, and not even a push from a defender could stop him from finding the right corner of that end zone. And look at the flex at the end there. He was feeling it. But here come the Bulldogs. Tristan Guerrero catches a quick screen pass and sneaks past a defender before going all the way down the sideline for the score and went the distance on the field for that one. And Kermit now back on the doorstep, looking to go up 14-7, and it's a bad snap, a fumble, and it was recovered by a defender. It was Shane White who checked out the D lineman rumble all the way down the field for the long touchdown to put Coahoma up by a score, and that would propel the Bulldogs to a pretty big lead at half. And that's it for that matchup as Kermit drops this game to Coahoma 51-21. And now let's take a trip over to Reagan County where the Golden Cranes and Owls squared off. Tyler Dupnick was out there and has our first half highlights.
It was the Reagan County Owls looking for their first win this season, hosting the Crane Cranes, looking for back-to-back victories. Former district rivals teeing it up here in week 3, and we'll start here late in the first quarter. A quarter that was dominated by defense, so it's only fitting the first points of the game would come from the defensive side of the ball as Keaton Sania fumbles on 3rd and 13. It's scooped up by Angel Martinez, who scores from 54 yards out to get the first points on the board tonight. The extra point was good. 7-0 Owls late in the first quarter. Now in the second quarter, the Owls have possession. Quarterback Jarrett Brown floats one towards Kason Brown, but it's intercepted by Trey Larson. Reels it in and takes it back into into Owl territory. And this would set up the first scoring drive for Crane as quarterback Sania floats one to Manuel Aranda, a 10-yard touchdown, the only pass on the drive. A late field goal by Dominique Torres for the Owls made it 10-6 Reagan County at the half.
Reagan County would nab its first win of the year 16-6. And let's keep this party going and check out what Alpine and Wink brought to the table for this contest. So it was the Wink Wildcats versus the Alpine Bucks tonight, starting with a special coin toss from a special guest, State Rep Brooks Landgraf. Crazy one-handed catch coming in for you. It was a one-handed snag from Jordan Talley, who brings it into his body and takes it in for the touchdown. And on another next play, QB Gibson on the keeper and lowers his shoulder all the way to the end zone, muscling it in. It was all Wink early, but Gibson wasn't satisfied with just one. He takes the snap and keeps it for a long run and a big touchdown. Wink completely dominating the first half. It was up 27-0 going into the locker room. The Wildcats knocked off the Bucks, who are still searching for their first win. The Braves coming into this one undefeated and playing at a neutral site, which is Ratliff Stadium. Compass Academy elected to receive the kickoff and started making its way down the field quickly. And quarterback Diego Franco makes quick work of it, finding Ricardo Salinas for the Cougar TD in the corner of the end zone for the 7-0 lead. And now in the second quarter, the Braves on the attack this time, but things just weren't clicking for Ira Ann with a turnover on downs. Back with the Cougars, they were trying to build off that Franco and Salinas connection from early on, but this time the receiver could not reel in the pass, and the score remained 7-0 at half. Okay, it's that time yet again. It's top plays for week 3, and it's up to you to decide who should be crowned this week's winner. Vote tomorrow starting at 8:30 a.m. I'll be up, so get up too on my Twitter at EliteGuyAgenda. You're seeing it on the screen. We've got 3 plays for tonight, so if you want to see your favorite play mentioned, you can message me with your submissions. Let's get right to it, starting with a player that needed a little bit of a bounce back. It's Marcos Davila, who throws a complete bomb to Colin Brazel for the diving catch. Look at that, Davila just finding his receiver, making a big play. Over in Big Spring, nice catches on the defensive side of the ball for Monahans' Carlo Vasquez with a nice little return to set up the Lobos nicely. We gotta give the defense some love on our top plays, as you know, and it was catches galore here for top plays. Jordan Talley goes up and gets it for 6 with an uber impressive one-handed grab. Be sure to vote on those plays starting tomorrow. That's it for Overtime. Tune into Game Time next week along with Overtime and extended coverage throughout this week. We will see you then.